What's going on, everybody? Welcome here to the NSCERA Truck Series debut. Today for you, we're at Daytona, folks. On the pole, we have Kenny. He's going to be up there, amazing qualifying effort in this 81 Toyota. Behind him, Dr. Bello, won your Season 1 championship last year. And then behind him, Forward, his first ever career start. Gonna have to see what he can do, the lone Ford in the field. There's also the lone Ran behind him. In that zero, that's Goober. So we're gonna have to see what happens here, folks, as they try to line up. I don't know what they're doing, but gonna go green next time here at Daytona. Rest of your order: Shelby in the 15, Monopoly in the 8, Jay in the 23. It's going to be Owen in the 28 behind him, Shadow in the 5, Sploot in the 11, and Esteban in the 19, as they are still struggling to get lined up here. I don't really know what's happening, but, it's all right. Or, I don't know. Monopoly and Riz kind of jumped the start there. I don't know what Riz is doing up there, but it's okay. Still plenty of hockey to play. Oh, and Riz has gotten kicked, folks. Riz has gotten kicked from the race. We have our first result. 12th place for Riz. P510. Like, dude. I suck. Yeah, I really do suck. Still struggling to get lined up here at Daytona. Starting to seem like we're getting somewhere, I don't know if we'll ever get anywhere though. They're still colliding with each other. 4 wide right now, trying to pace. So yeah, we're gonna see what happens. It's obviously not green this time, so there goes somebody else. I think that was Shelby who just got kicked. Now it's the 28 and the 23 having a little bit of contact. Jay and Owen. As Forward comes back to try and take third. Okay. Coop's just going to start from the rear after that. I don't really know where the 70 is. Still back here. Maybe we'll finally go green after this, So much pacing. Probably going to start leading up into the gas, into those fuel reserves for some of these drivers. As Goob and Forward are going to go to the back of the field after an incident. They're pacing. But now, folks, we should be all good. Kenny, Bello, 1 and 2. Now it's going to be Monopoly behind them, followed by Jay and Owen. And then Shadow, Sploot, Estevan, Forward, and Goober. Hopefully we go green this time here for NSCERA. I guess we'll figure it out. I guess we'll see. We'll see how this works out, you know. But yeah, we've all had an enjoy a lot of joy has come out of this pacing, you know. What's it called? What was the race called, guys? Nah, whatever. But yeah. All right, green flag is about to come out here for the trucks. Kenny on pole, Bella behind him. We are green here in NSCERA Truck Series. Kenny off to an early start. Contact behind him. That's gonna be Shadow, Owen, and Jay 3 wide already. Meanwhile, back up here, Dr. Bello, 2 wide for the lead, making a move with help from Monopoly behind him. But that low line now, they're trying to get a run now. 81, Kenny gets a great shot right there through the corner. He's going to be able to not quite clear himself yet of Dr. Bello, as Bello's going to get a run. The 81 almost got spun down into the infield off the front end of Owen right there. He's going to come back up into the field. The 5 now a little squirrely, the 7 a little squirrely. They're all squirrely down the back straightaway here in the NASCAR Truck Series. But it's going to be Kenny back still out in front. The 11 behind him is Sploot. The 19 behind him of Estevan. A warning on the 81 after an unsafe re-entry. But it's going to pay off for him as he's going to hold on to first place. Now Sploot and Estevan, they started in the back. We're supposed to start in the back. Now they've worked their way up all the way into this top 4. Stage 1. Going to have 9 laps to go in it. As Kenny continuing to block that 11 of Sploot. Obviously Sploot, a lot of talk about him this year. Seen him host D1 last season. Gonna have to see if he has speed. We know he has speed. We've seen him win races before. Still gonna give a shot to the rear end of that Toyota teammate, the 81 of Kenny. Highline with Bello and Monopoly quickly falling back. They don't seem to have much going on up there. Shadow, maybe he's going to have to join him. Maybe he got shoved out of line right there from Jay. Shadow now going to lead that Highline. Can that 5 generate a little bit of speed? With help from the 7, the 23, and the 5. More contact. Going to get the 5 turned around up the front end of Bello. Seemed to be a racing incident there. They're all going to save it though. Nothing's going to happen there. Top 3 though going to continue driving away. All Toyotas. They love to see this happening. Toyota top 5 right now, as Bello continuing to make contact with Owen. Shadow has ended up behind him after that debacle. Highline back to only 2 cars though. Doesn't seem like they have a lot of motion going on up there. They're gonna need someone to jump up there and help them. As Dr. Bello, he was our D1 champion last year. We only had D1. Dominant fashion. A lot of expectations from him here coming down into the Truck Series full time. See if he can get another championship. But yeah, he's now going to be all alone on that Highline after Shadow is going to leave him. Is he going to be able to slot down? Looks like he is going to be able to slot down right there into that position. Right in front of Forward in the back here towards the field. Single file all through Daytona. 7 to go through stage 1 down our back straightaway. Kenny continuing to lead. But Sploot and Estevan are right behind him. Looking to make a move. Waiting. A run here, not quite going to do it. Sploot going to continue giving a shove to that 81. Is anybody going to make a move? When's the move going to come? A lot of smoke coming out of Monopoly there. As Forward, maybe trying to start a Highline in the back. Not quite going to be able to get anyone to catch on with him. more shoving here towards the front. Sploot has a lot of speed, and now it's the 23. Jay gonna get moved out of line. Not quite. He's gonna be able to get his position back off of Owen. As they all kind of move up in that corner, Goober gonna be able to, not gonna be able to hold that low line. Shadow gonna be able to move him out of the way. Some movement towards the back of the field. Gonna have to see how far Goober drops unless someone else joins him up top. You need draft if you want to make the high line work. We saw it working at the start for Dr. Bello. But then there was only 2 cars up there, as Goober's going to drop down back in front of forward. Forward, kind of playing it safe in the back. He doesn't want to get involved in anything, you know? A big shove right there from Goob on Bello. Shadow and Bello down into the grass here through turns 3 and 4. They're going to be able to save it back up, and Shadow going to be knocked out of that low line. He's going to be side by side with Dr. Bello, obviously. He's not going to be happy about that. Still trying to get down there between Bello and Goober. Driving him all the way down to that apron. Not quite going to work out for him. Goober going to come back up into him in the corner. And Shadow is going to be able to slot down in front of forward and behind Goober right there. Seems to be where all these cars are merging. Meanwhile, still the same story back up front. Kenny, Sploot, Estevan, 1, 2, and 3. And behind them, it's Jay, and it's Owen, and it's Monopoly. Single file. Still trying to make stuff happen towards the back of this field, though. A little squirrely out there. Bello really wants to make a high line work. He just has no one to go with him. We obviously know he can see the air different than a lot of other drivers. Led to him being very dominant in this league last year. I can't stress it enough how dominant he was. Now, look at this. A move. Owen has made a move on Jay. To the bottom. The 23 now. Going to be left out for dry on the high line. Unless he can get a run. He does not have help, though. You need to have someone to help you. Maybe Dr. Bello sees this as a chance to go up high. Or he's just going to accept it. Accept that the low line might be the way to go. 23 is going to be able to not quite get down yet. Now he's going to be able to get down. Right in front of Bello. And that top 3 continues to make a difference. Continues to pull away from the rest of this field. We're going to have to see if anyone has anything for those 3 Toyotas up there. It's now that Chevrolet of Owen in 4th place. It was only Toyotas in the top 4. But now there's a Chevy up here. As now look up front, there's movement happening, folks. Sploot has gone high. Kenny almost had to go middle. But now Estevan's going to take 2nd place. Kenny doesn't have help up there. We've seen that you need help to make a high line work. He's going to have to fall to 3rd, but that rest of the pack was able to catch up. And now Kenny almost got turned down that back straightaway off the front end of the 19 of Estevan. The 19 going to be side by side with Kenny, but he's not going to be able to have help. There's no help on that high line. We have not seen help on that high line since the very start of this race. Sploot back into 2nd. Estevan going to have to see how far back he's going to fall. Unless he gets help, as Sploot tries to move Kenny out of the way. He's still trying to move Kenny out of the way. Estevan can't find a spot there in between Monopoly and Owen in 4th place. But Kenny and Sploot still battling. Heavy contact between these two. But they're still going to go. Sploot looking for any chance he can get. He keeps getting runs. He keeps getting speed. Further in the back, they almost went 3 wide. As now they're trying to make a high line work. Estevan, that's going to be Jay. And behind them, it's going to be Goob, but Estevan's going to leave it. He doesn't want to go to the high line. Maybe that's going to leave Goob and Jay out of it. Not going to have speed. Back up front, Sploot has made the move for the lead. He was able to pass the 81 of Kenny. Kenny side-banging, sidewalling that 28. Can't quite get in line there. Not going to be able to get in line into 3rd unless the 28 comes up and helps him. The 28's around off the front end of the 81 in a big contact. The 11's going to come to the line, stage 1. Big wreck right there. Everyone's still going. Sploot into the lead off with Monopoly and Bello behind him. The 81 gonna get a little bit of a penalty there. 1 out of 3. As now Sploot, what is he doing? Monopoly's gonna be able to take the lead, and Dr. Bello. We saw him start at the front, then get pushed out to the back, and now he's back into 2nd with Estevan behind him. Sploot has to be having lag issues right now. Devastating for him. Monopoly is going to come out of nowhere. And folks, I think he's going to be our stage winner. Dr. Bello, one last shot at his high line. Tries to get all the side draft he can. Can't quite get there though. He is going to get second place. Right in front of Esteban. Crazy race so far in stage 1. Monopoly, where did he come from to get that stage victory? Sploot. Devastating lag right at the end of the stage. Wow, folks. Crazy racing. They're going to stop here on the back straightaway to gather everything up. But, folks, the Truck Series is already off to a great start. Do they know what a red flag is? I don't think they do. At least Monopoly doesn't. An incredible stage 1 right there. A big wreck coming to the line for stage 2. Or for 2 to go in the stage. Leaves Dr. Bello in prime position for a lot of points. And Monopoly to steal the show here. Haven't really talked about him much all day. But a stage win. That's what you need right there. Still stopped in this back straightaway. Oh, that was good. That was good. Monopoly. Qualified 7th. Qualified 7th. Mid-pack starting position. Was able to mostly avoid all that calamity at the start, you know. Just stick to a low line and stay there. Needed the cards to fall right for him, though. And the cards fell perfectly. Some great luck for that 8 to be able to get that stage win. Gonna have to see how he continues to build off this momentum. But it's devastating for Sploot, who was in such a good position to get... such a good position to win that stage, you know, in dominant fashion with his teammate Esteban, but just struck him at the wrong time. Pacing now. We saw pacing be a problem earlier in the day. And now pits are going to be open. Are we going to see anyone not pit? Monopoly here. Bello, Esteban, Goober. And there is going to be one. It's going to be Owen. And Dr. Bello is speeding. Goober is speeding. 2 cars caught speeding. And 1 car going to play a different strategy. Owen. Gonna have to see what his plan is here. Gonna have to see if it works out for him. I don't know, it's a ballsy strategy. Riz is back. Riz is back in this race, apparently. As they catch back up, we'll figure out that starting lineup. Monopoly gonna win off stage road. Stage road? Win off stage road. Win off pit road. Behind him, it's gonna be Jay. Behind him, it's gonna be Kenny. Then it's gonna be Sploot. You didn't hear that, by the way. then Esteban. Forward. And then it's your cars that got sent to the back. It's going to be Goob, Bello, and Riz. Now there's going to be 40 laps in this stage. Green this time. They're going, folks. Already a little bit of calamity off the start. The 19 of Esteban way down into the grass. Rejoins. Big contact with Kenny. Highline's going to be starting with Kenny and Sploot in the back here. Are they going to be able to do anything? Sploot got a little bit of contact with forward. It's all good. Gathers it back up. Now it's Kenny all alone on that high line. Unless Goob wants to maybe try and catch up. No, Goob's going to leave him for that low line. Back up front. It's Owen on this different pit strategy. Trying to drive away from the rest of the field. Monopoly, we saw him win the stage. Does he have something to say? Not going to make a move high. He is going to move the 28 out of the way, though. The 28 almost sent the 8 way down in the grass there into turn 3. They're going to stay, though. Monopoly can't quite clear the 28 yet. Is anyone going to go with the 28 up top? The 28 still not happy. The 23 squiggly right there. As forward also back there battling for 5th. He's going to get forced high. Maybe him and the 28 could work together. No, they won't. Owen moves back down. Monopoly back into the race lead. Is now Jay going to try and make a move with Sploot on that high line. Sploot not quite going to be there. Forward is going to stay there on that high line, though. Can he get the speed to catch up? Make it an impact? Make it last. Not quite yet. Monopoly still going to hold this lead with Esteban behind him. Owen going to be in 3rd right now. As Jay is going to continue to fall. Can't quite get there. He's going to turn Sploot. Thought he was clear to get into the gap. He is not. Sploot around heavy contact for the 11. One of our favorites to win here. Caution going to come out for that. The race back is going to be Monopoly. With Esteban behind him. Is it a caution or is it just yellow? It's not going to be a caution, although the yellow stays on. Thank you, Chandler, for doing that. And now the 28 gets spun by Kenny. Back up into the top of the field. Kenny involved. Bello involved. Bello's going to be able to save it. Kenny going to be able to save it even better. But that is not good for Owen. Tried going for a different pit strategy. And it's not going to work out for him. Caution's going to come out. Now that 28, his whole pit strategy, we're going to have to see how it plays out now. A lot less laps to go. He's going to be on fresher tires. Going to have more fuel. Going to have to see what happens, folks. Going to have to see what happens. As they race back here, Esteban can't quite get a move on the 8 there. Has to still stay behind him. I don't think he's going to have a run to get to the back, get to the caution first. Monopoly is going to lead at another caution. 2 for 2 so far for him. How about that? Behind him, it's Esteban. Then it's Goober. Then it's Riz, and then it's forward. That's your top 5 right now. As they back to struggling to pace. Gonna have to see how Riz does here. He got kicked pacing, so I don't really know how you get kicked pacing, but we'll see. We'll see how they do. Yeah, that 66 is a work of art at pacing right there. How about it? Now Goob gonna get forced out because of that 66. Where's forward going? Oh my god. Owen is going to be able to get that pit in. Gonna have to see how he can rebound off this completely different strategy. He's going to have slightly fresher tires. Going to have to see if that has any impact. But yeah, that's your current call right now, as Goob and Owen still going to be having challenges together. It's green next time. I am not quite sure they are aware of that, as they're still struggling in the back. Monopoly, though, I guess we're racing. Interesting. Never said we were, but guess we are. Are they going to slow it down? No. As we come to another red flag on the back straightaway. They went when they're not supposed to, and now Owen gonna plow into everyone else. Alright, folks. Hopefully this is our last red flag. Monopoly is going to be in front. It's going to be Shay behind him, coming out of nowhere. Don't really know what the order is going to be. 23 is 5th. Forward's 4th. Dude. What is the... Oh, that's just there. This race is awesome, guys. We're doing a great job. Like, look at this. Aren't we just fantastic at this? At everything we do? It really is incredible, bro. Yeah, just, I was gonna tell him to do that. I think we're going green. Yeah, we're going green. Wow, look at that. Right back to racing, folks. Monopoly's gonna be on the front with Jay behind him. Riz already got shot out of line way up to the high line. Forward gonna be in the high line with him though. As now the 23 of Jay, we might be going 3 wide here, not quite. Esteban could make it 3 wide still, not quite gonna get there. The 8's gonna be able to get there. Be able to clear back for the lead, but they are 3 wide behind them. Bello trying to make a middle line work as Jay still ripping high line. Forward also ripping high line behind him. As the 23 is going to drop below the 7, drop right behind him. Now we have 3 cars on a high line. Maybe that's enough to make it work. We might have 4 cars on a high line if that's Owen. If Owen decides to do it with those fresher tires, not quite going to decide. He's going to back out of it. But Monopoly, Esteban, Kenny, Sploot, currently, those are your top 4. Kenny, the only Chevrolet, the rest of them Toyotas. Esteban still giving heavy shoves to the back of that 8. As their single file forward dropped out of that high line. Still has the choice to go up there though. As Sploot has to swerve, has to take evasive action. Gonna be high line, gonna be leading the high line now. With Bello and Jay behind him. More contact right there from the 28 of Owen. 7's gonna leave that high line. Doesn't believe in it anymore. As that 11's going to be trying to get all the side draft he can from the side of Owen right there. Side of Owen and Bello. Just doesn't have draft there. The only help is Jay, but Jay doesn't seem to be committed to this high line. Doesn't seem to have the speed, and that's right, he's going to drop down. It's going to leave that 11 all alone up here. All alone. Split dues. But now look at the 70. A lot of speed. Tried getting clear of the 66. It's a big wreck. I don't even know who's at fault there. But the 23 involved, the 11 involved, the 70 involved. Gonna have to look at a replay. No caution for that after a horrific wreck for the 66. That's crazy, folks. Back up front, it's the 81 of Kenny. Gonna have to drop right behind Dr. Bello right there. That's gonna be for 6th place. Monopoly continuing to hold this lead. Let's go side by side. Hold on, wait, let me make this work. Watch this replay. I don't care about this. Looks like the 66 came back up. And now look at this, Monopoly and Esteban. They're having problems up in the front. Monopoly gonna still be able to hold this lead. Clear of Esteban still. As Riz in that 66 is going to finally get kicked. Probably for the last time, you never know. As we reach the nearly halfway point, 26 laps to go in this 50-lap race. Monopoly took that stage win, hasn't looked back since. But now, as soon as I say that, he tries clearing himself out the front end of Esteban. It's not going to work out for him. They're sideways through the corner. He might be able to hold this position. He is. He's going to get that run off the high line. Just enough to be able to stay in first. It's a really late block, but it's still going to pay off for him. Goob right now in 3rd. He's giving Esteban a shove. He's in our only Ram in the field. He doesn't have any support, any teammates out here to help him. While Kenny, that is Kenny right now battling back there. Where is he? There he is. Kenny and the 28 of Owen still battling side by side all the way through the corner. Looks like the 28 was able to get enough draft from that. Looks like he's able to get enough side draft to be there, but no, something happened up front. Monopoly around. Contact with the 19 of Esteban. It was bound to happen. They were battling so close, so tight right up at the front. Monopoly took that lead at stage 1, and now at the halfway point, he is looking back. Gonna have to fall back to 6th behind the rest of this lead pack. And now it's Esteban in the lead, with Goob giving him big shoves behind. Dr. Bello has managed his way into 3rd, as Kenny's in 4th. Ooh, I'm hungry. This boy is hungry. That 19 of Esteban. Where is he? Penguin. In that Bass Pro Shops Toyota 19 Toyota. We've seen speed out of him. Qualified towards the back, but you know, he's worked his way up here. He had a shot at winning stage 1. Didn't quite get there though. Goob has been working his way up front all day. Been battling with pacing issues. But now he's going to be able to into 2nd. This is the highest he's ran all day. And he almost spun the 19 right there for the lead. That was close. He was right on his rear end. Esteban still in the lead with that 0 of Goober and that Target Ram behind him. They're single file. You have that wrecked group back there of Sploot Dudes, Jay, and Forward still trying to catch up. Monopoly a little loose off the corner right there. He's able to gather it back up and hold on to 6th. This is single file racing throughout the whole field, folks. Let's watch him go by. Yeah, there's just like nothing to talk about, really. Like, I don't really know. There's no like storylines, you know, like I don't have radios I could listen into. That's what I would do right now. I would listen into radios. Like I'd listen into their radios on like Pit Strategy or something. But I just can't do that. So like I want to know how their fuel's doing. I can see how their tires are doing. I don't know how their fuel's doing. But whatever. See, it's just nothing ever happens. Like, I don't even have to commentate on that. There's just nothing happening. Anyways, back up front. Goob trying to make a move for the lead. Right here past Esteban. He has help. Esteban got a little shot up right there. Hit something on the ground. Shot him up 2 wheels. 2 wheels on Goob. Goob tries re-entering. Hits Kenny. It's a big crash. Everyone's involved in this one, folks. Esteban and Monopoly. Tragedy for Monopoly. Was running an amazing race, fell back, and now he's going to be in the very back of the field. Goob, and a crazy re-entry right there. Tried making it work. Dr. Bello going to be in the lead. But folks, that 28, Owen, on that different pit strategy, on a little bit of fresher tires, he's going to be able to try and make a pass right here. These 2 Chevys battling it out of the front. Dr. Bello on the inside is going to be able to get it to the caution. Dr. Bello first. 28 of Owen in 2nd with Kenny in 3rd. Now, we're going to have to see if they can pace. They're trying. They're trying. 28 just can't get to his spot. I'm so hungry right now. It's crazy how hungry I am. Someone get me some food. Anyways. Dr. Bello in the lead here as they come to that restart. Oh my god. Oh my god, it's already calamity. Sploot Forward is around. Forward just got popped up. Did a whole kickflip right there. Yeah. That was interesting. Gonna have to look back at that replay. As Dr. Bello gonna hold on to this lead with Owen in the 81 behind him. That fault is gonna be blamed. Put on the 23 of Jay, as now the 23 of Jay is gonna get spun. Bring Goober all the way to the inside, back up front. It's the 81 of Kenny and the 28 involved. Esteban got involved too. 3 cars right there. That's gonna have to bring out another caution. I did not have eyes into that one. The 7, Dr. Bello, and the 8 of Monopoly is back, folks. Can't get rid of this guy. Showing a lot of speed. So much speed out of this 8. Able to come back from two tragedies, but he's back, folks. The 8 is in second place. Goob brought her back to third. Getting involved in some accidents there. Sploot. Then it's the 23 of Jay. He made his way back up. 19 of Esteban. 28 of Owen. They have to be getting low on fuel here, I'd imagine. Let's take a look at that replay, folks. You can make some sick edits right here. 9-5. Yeah, 9-5-0. Nah. It's green next time. Don't know if they understand it. I think they do. Yeah, they did pretty good right there. Let's figure out some of these keybinds. Oh, okay. They're struggling to pace, but that's fine. Okay is that. And then J is to go back. Okay, cool. I need like a cheese stick or something. It's probably what half of this video is going to be. It's me complaining about not having food. Boy is hungry. Hungry. Like, if you're gonna live here, why dorm here? Which doesn't make sense, you know. It saves so much money. I'm saving so much money by not dorming. Whatever. Damn, my glasses are starting to hurt too. Guys, we're doing good pacing, I'm not gonna lie. What's he doing? Okay, he's back. Got a little scared. That's my driver. That's my driver. Got a little scared for him right there. Got a little scared for him right there. I might start standing up. You know what? Yeah. Let's move things around. Let's get ready to stand up for these last couple of laps. I don't really know how I sound. Maybe there's a difference, but we're back green, folks. Dr. Bello gonna be starting Monopoly. Gonna get an amazing shot right there to the bottom. He's gonna be able to have that. Jay, maybe he's gonna try and go high line and help Bello up there. Not quite going to get there in time, though. Monopoly going to be able to get clear. Going to be able to hold on to first place now. With Goob and Sploot on that low line, continuing to push. Behind them, it's Esteban, and Esteban's around. Off the front end of the 23. They're all going to save it, though. An amazing save from everybody. And now Monopoly almost got hooked right there. Off the front end of Goob. He's going to be able to save it, too. 2 near wrecks down our front back straightaway. Calamity as Goob goes from second to fourth and all of that, and they're still 3 wide back there. Forward on the low line, Kenny in the middle, and Esteban on the high line with Jay behind him. They're still making contact in the back. Monopoly in the lead, Sploot and Bello behind him. And now the 70s around off the front end of Kenny. Esteban involved in the 19. 2 cars taken out of it just like that. A racing incident ruled by Chandler. No penalties going to be dished out there. As back up front, the race back Monopoly with Sploot and Bello behind him. Can he hold off these two hot shots? I would say the two favorites to win the championship down here. Bello, obviously, a D1 champion last year and with, I think, 6 wins. And Sploot, I think he won his only, one of his only starts he won. And Monopoly, though, going to be able to hold off these two superstars for that stage. 15 laps to go. Pits are going to be open this time as more pacing issues ensue. And your boy's going to get a cheese stick. That's what I want. I want a cheese stick. Hell yeah. Alright, what are they doing? Oh yeah. Hey, we're going green. How about that? I'm gonna just eat my cheese stick for now. I'll come back to y'all when my cheese stick's done. Alright, that was your one lap of cheese stick. Monopoly still out in front of Sploot and Bello, holding off two superstars as contact in the back of the field. Kenny continuing to cause problems. Esteban, but he's gonna have Jay behind him, trying to make that high line stick. Only seen it work at the very start of the race when Dr. Bello led that high line, trying to get a charge. Not gonna see it work here as Kenny's gonna drop back to the rear end of this field. And again, it's a story we've also seen before at the start of this race. The top 3 are going to be able to continue driving away. Sploot and Bello now working together. Maybe they're going to be able to try and pass this 8 of Monopoly. Sploot tries to make a highline work, but Bello's going to stick with his Chevrolet affiliate in that 8. That's good for the rest of the field as they're going to be able to catch up. Sploot almost took out the 7 right there. Not quite fully clear, but they're all going to save it. They're all right. Monopoly's still out in front. Pits are going to be open. Next lap, going to have to see who comes in, who needs fuel. As we look at those tires on Bello, 55% on that right side. Maybe that causes some problems. Maybe there is a noticeable speed difference. I don't really know what difference it'll have at a super speedway is. But maybe it's there. Maybe it's enough to be noticeable. Maybe it's enough to draw some of these drivers in. Want to get some of those fresh 4 Goodyear tires, As Monopoly gonna still hold off the rest of this field with Bello and Sploot still behind him, leading the rest of that field. Back there, that's going to be the 28 of Owen, the 19 of Esteban, the 70 of Forward, as now the 0 of Goober going to be able to get shot back up into that high line. The 81 of Kenny trying to take this position right back from him. Is he going to be able to get there? This is your battle for 7th right now. Kenny with the help from that low line draft. Almost got taken out by Goober. A good save right there for Goober to slide right into position with Jay behind him. We're still looking good. And now Esteban is going to try and move that boy out the way. Owen out to that high line. He's not going to have any help out there, though. Still, he knows he's found a way to get draft. He's found a way to get some of that side draft from these rest of the drivers and stay there for a little bit longer. 10 laps to go now here at Daytona. The 28 can only lose 2 positions from that. Esteban going to be able to move to 4th. Forward going to move to 5th. Bullshit. You want to type while racing? Now it's the 81 of Kenny getting forced out of line. He's going to slot in right behind Goober, only lose 1 position from that. Esteban leading this second group, trying everything he can to try and get up there. 38% on these right side tires now. Doesn't seem like they have it. Meanwhile, back here, Goober continuing to drop back. He was in front of Jay. Now he's struggling on the outside line all alone. Gonna probably have to fall behind Jay. Not gonna be able to get draft from anybody else up front. As now those two of Esteban and Forward starting to make something happen as Monopoly gonna get forced out of first place. Dr. Bello gonna take first. Who saw this one coming, folks? Bello and Sploot. 1-2. That's going to allow the rest of the field to kind of close that gap. Esteban now, less than a car length, maybe 1 car length behind Monopoly. Forward, maybe 2 car lengths behind Esteban. And now the 7, almost around off the front end of the 11. The 11's going to be able to get to his inside. The 7, is he going to have any help on that outside line? Monopoly thought about going to help him. Is he going to go? Velo is continuing to chop him down. Esteban, maybe he was trying to go to his teammate, and Monopoly couldn't make up his mind where he wanted to go. He's going to save it, though. Amazing driving from the 8 right there to go through that infield and be able to save it. That was incredible from that 8 of Monopoly. He's going to give his Chevrolet affiliate a shove in the 7. Esteban now going to be on that low line, right there behind his teammate of Sploot. Chevrolet's on the high line. Toyota's on the low line with a Ford back there in 5th. Right there, and I'd say that's the catbird seat. Waiting to see what happens. Waiting to see which line to follow. Dr. Bello continuing to get great shots from that 8 of Monopoly. But Sploot and Esteban on that low line. Having amazing chemistry. We know there's speed down there. And there's no one else on the high line to help out Bello and Monopoly. Forward decides to stay with the Toyotas for now. Looks like Sploot is going to be able to lead. But Monopoly and Kenny almost. Esteban's gonna spin his teammate out. Sploot all the way down to the rear. He's gonna have to fall to the back. A little contact with Goob rejoining, and something horrific has happened on the field. Tragedy has struck Daytona. No clue what just happened. Back up front though. Esteban, Monopoly, and Forward battling for the lead. It's going to be Esteban, though, in first place. Knocking off Monopoly on that low line. No one's on the high line for Forward. Esteban in this 19. Continuing to drive in first. So much speed out of this 19. So much speed out of the 8. We haven't seen the 70 up front a lot of today. But now he's here. Caution is out. I don't think they know it. There they go. They're slowing down. Esteban, Monopoly, Forward, and Jay. Why am I getting messages, man? Who up messaging my phone? Who up messaging my phone, man? Oh, that's cool. Alright. Alright. So I don't think anyone's pitting. I think they're all good on fuel. Owen had the right strategy there. I liked his strategy. Stay in the back. Watch everyone else wreck. You know? He's able to capitalize off of it. He's going to be 5th here with 5 laps to go in this Go Bowling Toyota Chevrolet. Oh no. Don't find me, guys, please. Oh my god. Oh my god. They can never pace. They can never pace, folks. They can never pace. Scratch that restart. Scratch that restart. Forward got spun. He takes so long to type, dude. He takes so long. Like, they're already on the back straight and you're still here. Come on, man. Alright. Anyways, we're probably gonna go green this time. And this time for real. Why is he back there still? Forward. You're so slow. Catch up, man. I know they're supposed to be pacing 100 and they're doing 120, but come on. How fast are you going? You're going 203? Damn. Damn. That's crazy. Alright, so when we go green, there's going to be 3 laps to go here from Daytona. Check out some of these storylines. Obviously, you have Sploot and Bello, a little bit of contact between our 2 series favorites, you know? Maybe that's a bit of a rivalry that's going to heat up. A heated rivalry, you could say. Back here in the back, Kenny caused a lot of problems. We saw speed from him early. Just doesn't seem to be keeping his head down. Wants to fight, wants to attack these drivers. You have the 70 of Forward. He's kind of been silent all day in the back of the field. But he's made his ground up here in his NSCERA debut. Monopoly got the stage win, you know? Now that's not Monopoly. That's Esteban. Whatever. Monopoly in the 8. He got the stage win. He stayed out in front for so long. Then things just kept happening to him. But now he's here. He's back. 2nd place behind Esteban. Seen a lot of speed out of this 19. Helping his teammate Sploot for a long time in this race. But now he has a real shot at winning the Truck Series debut here at Daytona. This time, hopefully, our last restart. Let's see what happens, folks. Green flag is out here at Daytona. Monopoly shot out of line. Sploot shot out of line. Forward into 2nd place behind Esteban. The 28 of Owen in the 8. Jostling for position right now. As Dr. Bello, we've seen him go to that high line again and again, trying to make something happen. Can't quite make it happen. 3 wide in the back. Meanwhile, back up front, Esteban still holding first with Forward and Jay behind him. Can he hold on? Not a lot of time left. But it's at Daytona, anything can happen. The low line already proving to be dominant, as Sploot and Bello have nobody to help them on that high line and the middle line. Maybe they're going to try and help out each other. What's Bello going to do? He's going to leave Sploot out for dry on the high line. Go back down low. Coming off of turn 4. We're going to have 2 laps to go now. Esteban still out in front with the 70 behind him. Can the 70 get a run? Can he make something happen? The only Ford here. Not a lot of help for him. He's going to stay behind Esteban for now, waiting for the perfect opportunity. Maybe waiting till they come off of turn 4 with 1 lap to go. Never mind. He might be going for it now. Can't quite get there. Monopoly barely going to be able to slot back down into his position after he got a little squirrely into the entry. Esteban, though, doing everything he can to hold off this 70 Ford. As now, look at this. Maybe Owen trying to set up the 8 of Monopoly, try to move him out of line. Can't quite get there. Now another shot. Still nothing. As behind, in the very back of the field, battling for last place, Sploot News and Dr. Bello. Here they go. Side by side, Sploot going to be able to shoot Bello out of line. Esteban's around, off the front end of the 70. The 70 into the Oh my gosh, into the wall. 1 lap to go. Brought to you by Credit One Bank. Esteban going to be able to gather it back up, but the 70 all alone on the high line. The 23 of Jay on the low line. He's now going to be able to get himself to the bottom of the 19. The I-8 on the outside of the 28. He's going to get shot back up. The 8's going to then block down the rest of the field into the 23, into the 19, the 28 of Owen. Now he's going to be in the lead with the 81 and the 11 behind him. The 11 spun off the front end of the 7. Dr. Bello and Sploot had battles all day. And now it's up to Owen to hold off the 81 and the 8. The 81 restarted with 3 laps to go with the very tail end of this field. And now he's here in second place, coming off of turn 4. Can he do anything? Looks like he tries getting a run off the high line with Monopoly, and he's going to get there. The 28 and the 81 side by side. The 28, though, is going to win here at Daytona. Owen, an amazing finish as they're 3 wide behind him. So many wrecks coming to that finish. And it's going to be that 28 Go Bowling Chevrolet who's going to come out victorious. Where did he come from? Bello wins. Yeah, bro? Oh, man. The 28 of Owen is going to come out your winner. As he does his victory lap here around Daytona. All right. That was electric, boys. Good work. Good work, guys.